Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and sorry about if you can hear my PC fan here. It's like literally like right here. But anyways, as you guys probably heard, the Halo TV show is canceled. Yippee! Okay. There's kind of like we kind of have a two-sided coin situation here. And before we start the video, yes, I have some Halo gameplay in the background, and you can judge however I play. I wasn't doing my best during these games, not gonna lie. And also, I will kind of be annoying or ranting a lot. Hence the reason why this video is gonna kind of the reason why this video is taking a really long time, or I think it's an hour long actually. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, okay, whatever. Back to the topic. So it's over, right? The Halo TV show. It's over. We don't have to worry about the bad writing anymore. We don't have to worry about our franchise being ruined and shit anymore. Yeah. But at the same time, there's a huge kind of a bet for lack of word that we're taking because of this. Then again, the whole Halo TV show was a huge bet, or a huge gamble to be precise. But anyways, let's back up a bit and kind of go on. What was the Halo TV show? Okay, so what was the Halo TV show? It's an attempt at a Halo TV show, if that makes sense. And keep in mind, it's that I try to be open-minded about certain projects and about these new things and stuff like that, and it's more or less of the Halo TV show, even if it wasn't canon, which again they said it's a different timeline, even if it wasn't canon, it wasn't written well enough to convince me otherwise that it's a Halo TV show. The best way, how do I say this? The best way to explain what the Halo TV show was it's basically Godzilla 1998. Basically, it's something that a company wanted to do. It's based on a big brand name, Godzilla, Halo, and the people behind it wanted to do something new. Is the new thing good? Not necessarily. It has the frameworks. Godzilla 1998, giant monster in city, destroying city. Yeah. Halo has super soldiers. Okay. Godzilla 1990. Okay, I'm just gonna short it to Zilla. But anyways, just for like convenience sake, but Zilla had giant radioactive lizard. Halo had the Covenant. But what both did, though, had the framework and kind of like the skeleton of what those brands are kind of famous for, they didn't pull it off in a good way, if that makes sense. Now, am I just gonna like talk trash about the Halo TV show all the time? No, okay, absolutely not, because you can see that they put in the money to trying, and they did succeed in some ways, and there's things I love about it, because the whole Halo TV show, they got the look of it, but they don't got the feel of it, and that's mainly because of the fact that, in a weird way, the games felt more grounded than the show itself. So, what does that mean, basically? Let's go one at a time, I guess. One thing at a time. The characters. They are skeletons. They're just frameworks. There's not really any, it's like, there's depth, but it's more of played off depth. There's not really anything there, but we have to kind of like act and simulate as if there is, if that makes sense. It's like, and then like Dr. Halsey kind of got reduced to evil scientist number 1, and then like John or Master Chief or Master Cheeks, whatever you want to call him, he got reduced to main character number 1 as well. So it's like, they're like it kind of seems like all the you know what? Okay, I just realized that all the themes that were in Halo 4 were amplified or tried to attempt in the Halo TV show. In Halo 4, they tried to make Master Chief more quote-unquote human. And then in the TV show, they amplified that even more by basically removing his helmet, making him express more emotion, and stuff like that. But like, the issue is that like, even in our reality, when we ourselves are going through something, we don't always express it correctly, or we don't even express it at all. This is the part where the games and the books even kind of felt more grounded in the TV show, because in the games we don't really necessarily see or understand what Master Chief is going through, because he's like a silent protagonist. He does what he needs to do and such like that. But in the books, we get a little bit deeper into his mind. And the thing is, in the books, we still don't see his face. Well, the comics are a whole different situation, but in the books themselves, where he first met the Flood, we kind of experience or kind of hear or understand his thoughts and his fear of the Flood. And that's the thing. In the games, we experience the fear for ourselves, but also experience that how Master Chief didn't really express it as much. He understood what he needed to do. He understood what he needed to do, but he didn't express it or like cry about it, or he didn't really like get all emotional throughout that whole first game. And you can always like say, oh, it's because it's an old game, main characters don't express stuff. Yeah, but at the same time, you know damn well within yourself that every single one of us have a struggle of expressing certain emotions. You know it. And the thing is that in the TV show, Master Chief expressed too much. He expressed too much. So, I don't know. He never really acted as a soldier, and he never really acted as a... Actually, I don't think he even acted as a human. Because here's the thing. Recently, so if we go back to the themes of trying to show Master Chief as more human, they failed miserably. Okay? Now, you might have doubts when I say that. And I abhor you. Sorry, wrong word. But I don't doubt you for assuming that I might be wrong in that assumption, that they failed to humanize Master Chief. I don't. You guys can have your own opinions. But here's the thing. The reason why I know they failed is because I have talked to many people who have not played Halo, but have seen the show. So, and I asked them what their opinion was on the show, and especially the Master Chief. They replied with, he seems like the chosen one, the hero of like some mythical story. Now here's the thing. You might assume that I'm bullshitting, or you might assume that can't be true. That doesn't make sense. And like I said, I can't blame you for doubting me, because this literally happened when I was not recording at all, or not recording anything. I was just talking to people, and that's fine. You can doubt me. You can go to the comment section, say whatever you want. But from what they told me, they made as if Master Chief is this kind of this omnipotent hero, if that makes sense. And to be fair, at a first glance, even when you play the games, at a first glance, he kind of is. But it's only when you play the games longer, and if you play long enough, is when you realize he's not. Now, did they pull that off in the show? No, not at all. They always keep, in the show, they always hype Master Chief up very much to the point of like hero status, and that nobody's at his level and stuff like that. And the thing I always like about the games and the books is that they always kind of remind us that Master Chief is not the best. He is the hero, yes, but he is absolutely not the best at all. During the Human Covenant War, he was basically the jack of all trades, the person who needed to do what needed to be done, and the best way. And if you watch the if you guys watched the opening of Halo 3 or played Halo 3, the one thing that he had that everybody else didn't was luck. He was quite literally just a lucky ass person. Now, if we go back a bit to Halo Reach, Noble 6 was, if you didn't know, was your character, or to be specific, a Spartan 3 who was categorized as super lethal. Oh, I forgot the name, but like he was basically, oh, there you go, hyper lethal. He was classified as hyper lethal, and there was one other Spartan that was at that rank, and we assume that it was Master Chief. Now, this is where the luck part comes in, because even though both of them are hyper lethal, Master Chief was just lucky enough to get out of Reach alive, while Noble 6 stayed behind. Now, speaking of Reach, I don't know how they pulled it off in the show. I don't know. I say that not because I haven't seen it. I say that because it was interesting, to say the least. They kind of got the whole like destruction and shit like that, but it's like it's more of a spectacle than anything. I never really, throughout the whole time I didn't really like have the emotional weight of like oh no, this is a civilization, or oh no, this is a city, a planet, people are dying. I never felt the weight of that. It's more of like a spectacle. It's and stuff like that. It's like it's the same amount as kind of similar to like Avengers movies where they go through all the destruction and then like you don't really pay attention to the people who are, to the civilians who are like straight up dying and stuff like that. But the difference with Avengers is that they address it later about how the civilian life kind of the aftermath of each of those fights. While in Halo they not really. Yeah. Like they address it, but it's like eh. So yeah, in summary, the Halo TV show was an attempt. Was it the best attempt? By writing, not really. But by looks, they did a pretty good job. They did a pretty good job by looks and everything. But writing again, and the whole like magic shaman stuff, I never really understand that either. Like I don't know. I don't know if they were trying to make like a Star Wars things out of it, but no, it's Halo, not Star Wars. Look, I will admit, in Halo, there are some space bullshit sometimes, but not Star Wars level where we see visions and shit like that, okay? Maybe there are in some of the books that I missed. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. But last I checked in the games, there wasn't. And some of the books I read, there wasn't. There wasn't any of those space magic type shit. So, yeah. You can do whatever you want with that. So, yeah. Summary. Halo show. Wasn't the greatest, but I still recommend to watch, just simply because you can cross compare. Even you, those who haven't played the games, I still recommend you guys to watch it, but once you watch it, play the games, because that's the thing. We need people to understand why us fans are complaining. We kind of need the people who are interested in the brand to understand why we're frustrated about the show. Because if we don't provide the reasoning, and if we don't provide the proof of why we're frustrated, it just kind of makes us seem kind of like a bunch of crybabies. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but like, come on, you know what I mean, right? We need proof, we need evidence of why, you know. So yeah. So with all that, with everything I said, what was Halo then? Or what even is Halo now? So, Halo. It's a game franchise about a green super soldier who go through space and shit and to kill aliens. Well, as you can see, I'm not green. Okay, well, you might say, oh, because this is a custom avatar, you can change it. Yes, indeed, it is a custom avatar, and you can change certain aspects of it. But what you're seeing right now, is an example of that. There were more people besides Master Chief that were like him. So, where am I getting at? What I'm getting at is that the Master Chief, what made him special wasn't the fact that he was super strong, super fast, super reflex. It's more of kind of what made him special was the choices he made. And that's the thing. in the lore, hundreds of, I think like around like 120 kids were selected to be Spartans like Master Chief, and like almost like 70 or 80% of them died. Around, like, they all died around their teens. Again, this comes in as him being lucky. And then after that, he goes through the training, goes through the efforts and stuff like that. In the first game, we never seen it, but later on, they kind of fleshed that out. So, yeah. And I think what made Halo a very unique experience, actually, I think what made the silent protagonist very unique is the fact that since the silent protagonist doesn't speak as much, we delve ourselves into their shoes. Doom Guy, Samus. Well, Samus does talk, but not as much as, especially in the original games. But yeah, Samus, Master Chief, Gordon Freeman. They don't necessarily speak as much, or if not at all. And we kind of delves ourselves into their shoes, and as we probably think, their reaction is, if not, probably similar to ours. Remember when I mentioned about how the Master Chief, how he felt, or how he feared the Flood when he first encountered them? I want you guys to remember that moment. Back in Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. Those moments when you first encountered the Flood. Probably some of you guys were kids even. Some of you guys were probably kids when you first encountered the Flood, making it even scarier. So, imagine that. Your feelings and your experience when you first encountered the Flood is probably not as different as how the Master Chief felt. And that is why Master Chief and the games are so much more relatable and it feels so much more grounded. So that's kind of like one aspect of the games I want you guys to pay attention to, because of the fact that since the games and the TV show focus on the Master Chief, I want you guys to pay attention to that, especially those who only watch the show, and especially those who haven't played the game but have interest in games and show. So I want you guys to focus on that, because even though it's one small aspect, it's a really, really important major aspect of the franchise and why you should pay attention to it a bit. Just a bit, though. So, yeah. Overall, every single game had its perks, but it also had its downfall. Halo 1, or Halo Combat Evolved, is a great game. It was full of mystery, it was full of wonder, it was revolutionary, but by our time in 2024, it is outdated in a weird way. Some elements still hold up, don't get me wrong, but compared to our standards nowadays, it is a bit outdated. Now there's Halo 2. Halo 2 had a great story, probably one of the best story in Halo, but its development was rushed. So take that as you will. Halo 3. It was the send-off, kind of. It was supposed to be the final goodbye to the Halo series for Bungie. They did release other games, but Halo 3 was kind of supposed to be like the peace, see you later. But yeah, it was supposed to be the one that kind of set the sail and goodbye for Bungie for the Halo series. But gameplay wise, it was kind of janky. One of my favorite Halo games, actually. Halo 3 is one of my favorite, as you can probably tell. But it's probably like one of my favorite Halo series, or Halo game to be specific. But the guns were kind of janky. And that's kind of like mainly due to the coding, but I don't want to get into that. And then there was Halo ODST. Had really good atmosphere. Had a great story. But I felt like, this is my personal opinion again, it didn't I feel like it needed a second game to flesh things out more. And don't get me wrong, I highly advise anybody who's gonna start playing Halo to play Halo ODST. Like, literally, the Halo ODST, the vibes alone in that game, like chef's kiss, like my god. Then there was Halo Reach, my second favorite Halo game. And that's mainly because it's mainly because Halo Reach was my first Halo game when I first got my 360. So, yeah. But Halo Reach, it kind of dipped its toe into the modern type of shooter, or not modern, but more like Call of Duty, if you get what I'm saying. It was more fast-paced. It was more kind of leaning towards, and that's mainly, yeah, it was like kind of like leaning towards like the kind of like the Call of Duty route, because of its like, you can kind of you can sprint, you can edit your loadout a bit, but yeah, but all in all, you can only do that in like, I'm pretty sure, custom games and Forge, if I remember correctly. It's been forever since I played like the original Reach, like on my 360. Like that, my original Xbox 360 is gone now. But yeah, and the story and characters were great and everything. But I felt like, how do I say it? I felt like Reach was like the perfect culmination of what Bungie as a whole learned when making the Halo games, and just kind of put it in there. Is it the perfect Halo game? Yeah. I'll say so. But it's my second favorite, just simply because its art aesthetic, in my opinion, is a bit too dirty. I'm more used to the kind of the Halo 3 look, where it's kind of more clean compared to the Halo Reach nitty-gritty, but that's mainly because of story theme, and like it's more of like the atmosphere of it makes more sense. So it's again personal preference, but story-wise and thematic-wise, everything in that game makes sense. Then there was Halo 4. A very controversial game during its time, because Master Chief looks different, like way different. And like they gave the excuse of Cortana using nanobots to quote unquote upgrade his suit. And though I don't necessarily like his Halo 4 rendition, it does kind of make him stand out from the other Spartans. But at the same time, that's kind of the thing. Though he does stand out, we don't want him to like stand out. And what I mean by that is like, it's like I said again, in the older games, there were multiple Spartans. There were multiple of them. He was literally just one number, 117. So during Halo 4, they kind of uplifted like his status even more by changing how he looks. And you can't even like get his armor set in Halo 4. So, yeah. So they kind of raised his status way too much. But I did like the idea of some of the themes they had in there, especially like making him more human. And I feel like in Halo 4 it kind of makes sense to have that because of Cortana's issue, or Cortana's repentancy, and it kind of makes sense during that time. So yeah, story wise, really like the idea, but in execution it was alright. It was alright. Now, in Halo 5, I have really mixed feelings about Halo 5. The campaign wasn't great, and it was kind of confusing because they were putting too much narrative in there that didn't make sense. They added, like, for example, Team Osiris, they have Agent Locke. For those who doesn't even know who Agent Locke is, yeah, there you go. You don't know. So why add a random character in there? And then there's the 3 other characters like Vale and like I forgot the other one. So it's like they added 3 whole new characters to this whole new squad that you, as probably a first Halo fan or just a casual Halo fan, don't even know at all, unless if you go super deep dive into it. Unless you're one of those people who just watch lore videos and then be like, oh, I know who Agent Locke is because I watched the lore. There's also the Halo Nightfall show, which in my opinion was pretty good, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys felt about the Halo Nightfall, but I felt like Halo Nightfall was way better than the Halo TV show, the Halo Paramount TV show, so yeah. But anyways, they had this whole new squad, whole new people. Who the fuck are you? And then for some reason they added Buck from ODST. Like, what? What's the story behind that? So yeah, I'm pretty sure they just added Buck in there just because of like, oh wow, just for like the old Halo fans to be like, oh wow, look who's that? Look, it's him! Yeah! Just because of that. And then if we look at Blue Team, they all consist of characters that we all know. And by the time that you're quote-unquote new Halo players or new to Halo, by the time you get to Halo 5, I feel like you should already know what Blue Team is. Because most likely your friends, or you'll be in the fandom to understand long enough to understand who Blue Team was. So yeah. And the story campaign, it was a mixed mash of stuff, and like they got the Arbiter in there, but then even then the Arbiter and the Master Chief like only met like during the end of the game. Yeah. Anyways, I'm skipping a lot of details. That's mainly because they really did added way too much to the campaign. And then the multiplayer. Now this is where my mixed feelings come in, but the multiplayer and the Forge in general were actually really good. I had a lot of fun. Like I had a lot of fun during my days in Halo multiplayer, or specifically Halo 5 multiplayer. It was actually really fun and stuff like that. Yes, it did have its issue. Halo 5 was the mark of games that were half-baked and then released. Halo 5 was that mark. Because Infection wasn't in there, Forge wasn't ready. Like, it was, but eventually, when it did get in, when everything was set up, Halo 5 was probably the most fun I had in Halo for a good while after Halo 4. So it was really fun. I also played the other Halo games too, but but then again, we were all in that phase of trying to play the new Halo game, so yeah. Then there was Halo Infinite. Everything was going up. But then they suddenly stopped. Like, Halo Infinite progress was going up. The story was going up. The gameplay was going up. The looks and the customization. The customization, okay, debatable. But the armor, the aesthetic was all going up basically. It looked great. But for some reason, during Halo Infinite's lifespan, progress just stops, resumes, stops, and resume, to the point where the game basically died in popularity, or population wise. The only people who played Halo Infinite nowadays are the people who are either bored Halo fans, and that's pretty much it, really. Because most of the other Halo fans that I'm aware of kind of went back to the Master Chief Collection. And we're not going to touch that, okay? We're not going to touch the Master Chief Collection. It's good now, okay? Don't get me wrong. The Master Chief Collection is a beautiful piece of art. I will forever treasure that in my pocket. But we are not touching that because the history of it is kind of complicated. Okay? So we're not going to touch it. We might touch it in a later video if you guys want. Comment down below, but like, yeah. As of right now, we're not touching the Master Chief Collection. It's great. It's beautiful. I love it. But we're not going to touch into it. But anyways, Halo Infinite had all the marks of going up and like progressing greatly, and like was actually it's actually there with my top 3 Halo games, just because of like the potential it had, just the pure potential. Like, compared to all the other games, Halo Infinite, the potential of it was so close. It's so similar to Halo 1's potential. Because here's the thing. If you watch the trailer for Halo 1, you can... And here's the thing. I wasn't there during the release of Halo 1, and I wasn't there during watching like the first trailer for it. But I went back, look at it, and when you watch the trailer for the first Halo game, you can feel the potential it had. You can feel it. And Halo Infinite had that same feeling. Like, in my humble opinion, Halo Infinite felt like it was about to be the next Halo 1, the next revolutionary Halo game, because of the potential it had. Did it succeed? No, but I'll appreciate the effort that it kind of had to trying to pour itself into that potential. So yeah, that's my opinion. Now that's long-winded explanation. So what's next? What's after this? I mentioned that this is a double-sided coin situation. So what does that mean? So the double-sided coin situation that I mentioned before, it's kind of this, basically. Though yes, the Halo TV show is technically canceled, this video will be released at least a couple days after that news, and that's just mainly because I wanted to see other people's opinions about it. And the Halo show technically is canceled, technically, but it's not really over yet. Now, this is kind of what I want. There's a slight chance that Halo will never touch the silver screen again. And that's kind of a bummer, because I really do want a Halo TV show. I really do. And the live action trailers kind of proves the concept of it. Halo Infinite's live action trailers prove the concept of it emotionally too. So the Halo TV show, live action TV show, can work. But to continue the story that they have, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it's best to do a soft reboot. If not, reboot the whole TV show, and either you make a whole new story or a story close to accuracy to the games and books. And look, I'll give like major companies a benefit of doubt, because as of recent, companies have been getting better at listening to people, really. And like, especially video games adaptations, they have been getting better. Castlevania. Okay, well, Castlevania was a bit complicated. The first Castlevania series was good. The one with Richter is kind of debatable. If you know the games, you know what I mean. If you played the games, and if you watch the Netflix Castlevania adaptation with Richter in it, I don't even it was like, was it Castlevania Nightfall? I don't even remember it. But if you know the games, and if you know the adaptation for Richter's story, you will know what I mean. And yeah, but ignoring that, Castlevania, the original adaptation with and it was great. It was great. It was amazing. And then there was The Witcher. I started off really good, but then like kind of ended off. Okay, I'm just starting to realize a lot of video game adaptation starts off very well, but then kind of just falls off later. What is going on with that? But okay, my point is that companies are getting better at listening to the people and fans. They're getting better. Okay? That's my point. You can look at the Sonic movie, okay? Look, I don't care what you say about the Sonic movie. They did good, okay? I don't care what you say about it. So, because I know there's gonna be people who hate it, or there's gonna be people who love it, whatever. Look, I say they did a good job, okay? That's my opinion. The Super Mario movie, same thing here. Five Nights at Freddy's, again, kind of similar issue with Halo, different timeline. But even if they are in different timelines, I think they still pulled it off pretty well. If only it was an R-rated movie, though. If Five Nights at Freddy's was an R-rated movie, it would probably be like up there, like pretty good somewhere. But yeah, yes, okay. Point again. I'm hitting myself a lot, but point. Companies are getting better at listening to the fans, and kind of finally understanding that when you're making stuff, when you're making products and entertainment for the people, you kind of have to do it for the people, not for yourselves, but for the people. So yeah, that's my point. And there is a ray of hope here. Okay, I'm naturally an optimistic person, and I really feel like there is a chance now, okay? So, make your voices heard. I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart right now, okay? Don't start over-hating, okay? Try to lift up the spirits of the community, and try to be reasonable. Okay, sure, the Halo show, TV show, Paramount, wasn't great, but this is the moment as a fan, as a community, to show why it wasn't great, but also show why there's potential. Okay? Like I said, and I'm talking to you guys, okay? Those of you who have not played the games, those of you who are interested in the brand, and those of you who only watch the show, this message is specifically for you guys, okay? Halo is something special. Okay? It's the same, it has the same feeling and the same uniqueness as anything that you like. You like art? We like Halo. You watch anime? We watch anime as well. You watch TV shows? We watch TV shows. My point is that Halo is in the same group as any type of fandom that you guys are in, but it is up to us to make it special, and I want you guys to be a part of that. Okay? I want new people to come in here and see why Halo was special to us. I want you guys to remember the days of Halo Machinimas and how they inspired us to become filmmakers, creators, artists, whatever it is, whatever inspired us. I want you guys to witness that as we are now. Anyways, yeah, sorry about that. This video isn't really scripted, and it wasn't really, it's everything that I said is my pure thought and kind of how I felt throughout the past 15 years or so about the Halo franchise. Like, it's been a good while, and it's kind of like everything that and that's kind of the reason why I don't want to write a script. Even though this video is kind of messy, this is like kind of like my pure thoughts and feelings about Halo as a whole, especially how the show went and especially how the games are going. And yeah, so these are like, sorry about the sound again, but like that's kind of my opinion. It's kind of the reason why I wanted this to be a non-script video, to try to retain as pure emotion and my pure thoughts as I can, even if it's messy, and even if you guys don't like it or don't understand it, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. And yeah, oh no, if you guys enjoyed my video, leave a like, comment what you guys love about Halo. Because let's forget about the TV show real quick. Let's forget about the bad things about the Halo games real quick, and just write whatever you like about it. Just write what's your favorite thing about Halo, okay? Even if you guys who only watch the show, write what you guys liked about it. Because we kind of need a little bit more positivity. And yeah, just write whatever. Like, even if you guys are a fan of the 343 games, write what you like about Halo 1. Write what you like about Halo 2. Write what you like about Halo 3, 4, 5, 6. Quote unquote infinite, I mean. But you know what I mean. Just write whatever you guys want. Because by the end of the day, this video, I kind of want this video to be a kind of like a hopeful message. Even though it was bad, Even though there's bad things, there's always going to be bad moments in communities. There's always going to be bad moments in life. But at the end of the day, as long as we stay positive, as long as we show people why the things we like is special, I feel like it's all worth it. But yeah. Remember to like and subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.